teachers on Verblin, and they are pretty good, but you are the best teacher on Verblin.
Thank you, Sergey.
Yeah,
Thanks.
it's true. It's true.
Yeah, wow. Thank you very much. That's really nice to hear. All right, and Yaroslav, welcome to class as well. Yaroslav, how are you?
Hello, teacher. I'm pretty good, and how are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. And Yaroslav, I don't think I've seen you in class before. Yaroslav, where are you from?
I'm from Ukraine. Yes, I've never been there before.
Okay. Maybe we'd say I'm from the Ukraine. So we'd actually add an article in front of that one.
Okay,
So
thank you.
there are some states like Russia. I'm from Russia. We wouldn't add the article, but where we would add an article in front of the United States. So it just depends on the country. So, but the Ukraine would have an article in front of it. And it's a little bit tricky. And so welcome to class, Biswajit. Biswajit, how are you doing?
Yeah, I am fine, teacher. And how are you, teacher?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. And
Yeah,
Dan,
teacher, nice to see you again, teacher.
nice to see you too. Daniel, how's it going?
Hanging in there.
Hanging in there. Nice, good answer. All right, and we've got Rafael too. Rafael, how are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you. And you?
Doing well. Thanks for asking. And so, Rafael, what are you planning on doing today?
I'm just relaxing because I don't need to go to work for the rest of the year. So
Nice.
I'm very happy because of that.
Yeah, it's a little vacation.
Yeah. Yes.
Cool. Daniel, what about you? What are your plans for today?
This evening, I'm going to go for a walk with my children because the city is very nice. There's a lot of Christmas lights on the street,
Okay.
and children enjoy see them.
Yeah, so my children enjoy it. So yeah, children is already plural, so we don't have to add the S, but I think you got that.
Okay.
Nice. And that sounds really nice. Biswajit, what about you? What did you do today?
Mm. Teacher, today I little busy with my some office work, and also I meet my some college friends. They are in my friends. There we plan for a excursion in this last week. So after that I come to my house. Then now I am mm, in class, barbering class with you.
Okay, nice. Pretty good day, sounds
Thank you.
like.
Uh,
And we also, Mohsen, welcome to class. Mohsen, how are you? All right, before we get back to Mohsen, Yaroslav, so what about you? What did you do today, Yaroslav?
What I did?
Yeah, what did you do?
Oh, nothing. Just sleep till noon.
Okay. Maybe we put that in the past tense, so I slept. I
Okay.
slept till noon. Good. All right, and Mohsen, are you there?
Thank you. Thank you. How are you?
Doing well, thanks for asking. And Mohsen, I've forgotten, where are you from?
I'm from Iran.
Okay, from Iran. And yeah,
Yes.
so how was your day then? What did you do today?
Uh, what?
So how was your day? And what did you do
Yes,
today?
yes. My day is a regular day and no special event was occur.
Okay. Maybe we would just say occurred. No special events occurred. Events occurred. We'd say it in the past tense instead of was occurred, was occurring, would be
Yes, no special event occurred. No was occurred.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Perfect. You're welcome. And good. Let's go on and let's take a look at today's class. So we're going to be talking about carnivals and fairs. And let's start with Biswajit. Can you read the title and the next few lines?
Okay, teacher. Carnivals and fairs. Today we will read about traveling carnivals. Practice role-playing events at a carnival. Tell stories about the carnival.
Nice. Okay. Maybe carnival. Can you repeat carnival?
Carnival. Carnival.
Yeah, the carnival.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Nicely done. Let's go on. Biswajit, can you ask Daniel the first question?
Okay. Hi, Daniel.
Hi.
Oh, okay. Please tell me the question answer of this question.
Okay.
What is
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
what is the difference between a traveling carnival and carnival? The festive time before Lent.
Maybe it's a traveling carnival. It's a kind of ambulant fair, and carnival it's it's a celebration typical in countries as Brazil, which where people wear costume and dance on the street.
Nice. Really good. Um, you said it is kind of an ambulant fair. Really good use of ambulant. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's not a word that you hear often in English.
It's in Spanish.
Uh-huh.
Is the word ambulante.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why
It's
I'm familiar with
like
the
a
word, but yeah.
circus.
Yeah.
Go from city to city. It's ambulant.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. And it works in English too. It's just not used very often. So it's, yeah, really good. Um, but yeah, so we would say is. So a traveling carnival is because we already have the subject. The traveling carnival is the subject. We don't want to repeat it with it. So a traveling carnival
Okay.
is. And then countries like Brazil is another small thing. But nicely done. That was good. And so welcome to class, Simone. Simone, how's it going?
I'm fine, thank you, Angie.
Doing well. Thanks for asking. Nice to see you again. All right. And thanks. Daniel, can you ask Mohsen the next question?
Have you
Musen.
ever been to a carnival? What was it like? No, because in my country you can see carnival rarely, and uh, but uh, you can something like carnival for morning and admiring a religious person like Imam Hussein.
Um. Okay. So for religious people like Imam Hussein.
Yes,
Okay. So this is good. No, because in my country you can. We changed the place of rarely, so you can rarely see carnivals.
yes. You can rarely see carnivals.
And maybe we'd even just say you rarely see. No, because in my country you rarely see carnivals. But you can see something like a carnival for mourning. Okay, I think that's good. And what about you, Raphael? Have you ever been to a traveling carnival or a carnival?
I live in Brazil, so it's pretty common here.
Yeah. Okay. And so, are you talking about carnival, or are you talking about more of the like those ambulant fairs?
No, I'm talking about Carnival. Every
Okay.
February or in the beginning of March.
Yeah, exactly. So the class today is a little bit different. We'll be talking more about carnivals in the northern hemisphere. So it's a little bit different than carnival. So Simone, you've been in this class before. Can you kind of explain the difference?
Yes, our carnival is like another kind of festivities. And this traveling carnival is like something like amusement park. So it's totally different. You know, Rafael?
No.
No? Uh, Google it, please.
Yeah, so we'll talk about it later in class too. But yeah, so the carnival in the northern hemisphere is a little bit different than carnival in the southern hemisphere. Actually, it's quite a bit different. Um, but Sergey, actually, let's have Rafael. Can you ask Sergey the next question?
What are your favorite things to do at Carnival or fairs?
Thank you for asking. As for me, I haven't participated in any carnivals, but I can imagine that I would like dancing, drinking, wearing any funny costumes, and that's all.
Okay, really good. Um, just again, this sounds a little bit more like carnival, which you'd see in places like Brazil or even like Mardi Gras. So again, the time before Lent, which is fine. So um, yeah, it's a little bit different, but cool. Let's go on, and we can actually do some reading now about carnivals. So let's start with this, and let's start with Rafael. Can you read the first paragraph?
Okay. A traveling carnival, USA English, usually simply called a carnival, is an amusement show that may be made up of amusement rides, food vendors, merchandise vendors, games of chance and skill, thrill acts, animal acts. A traveling carnival is not set up at a permanent location like an amusement park, but is moved from place to place. Its roots are similar to the 19th century circus, with both being set up in open fields near or in town and moving to a new location after a period of time. Unlike traditional carnival celebrations, the North American traveling carnival is not usually tied to a religious observance.
Good. You did really good with your pronunciation. Maybe just century. Century.
Century.
Yeah, century. Okay. And let's have Yaroslav. Can you read the next paragraph?
Second paragraph.
The second paragraph.
Okay. In 1893, the Chicago's World's Columbian Exposition, also called the Chicago World's Fair, was a catalyst for the development of the traveling carnival. The Chicago World's Fair had an area that included rides, games of chance, freak shows, and burlesque. After the Chicago World's Fair, traveling carnival companies began touring the United States. Due to the type of acts featured along with sometimes using dishonest business practices, the traveling carnivals were often looked down upon.
Good. Okay. And I only saw a couple small things with your pronunciation. And so the first one was burlesque. Burlesque.
Okay, burlesque.
Yeah, burlesque. And then touring.
Touring.
Yeah. Featured.
Featured.
Nice. Good job. You did a really good job with your reading, though. There's some difficult words like catalyst. You did a good job with your ed endings with included. That was nice. Looked down upon. Let's go back. Biswajit, what does looked down upon mean?
Yes, looked down upon, looked down upon means uh, I think looked down up something, uh, some direction.
Okay.
It means to turn one's eyes towards, like that.
Close. It's a little bit different. Daniel, do you have any ideas?
No idea. I've never heard that word.
Okay. What about from context? So, due to sometimes dishonest business practices, traveling carnivals were looked down upon by people
Disappear.
in the U.S. How about that? Does that help? So things are looked down upon by people.
It is not yet interested. People isn't yet interesting to
Close.
see.
Close.
Have a
Simone, what do you
contempt.
think? Oh, what was that, Biswajit?
Yeah, it's mean have a contempt.
Heavy content. Um,
Contempt, not content. A contempt.
contempt. Yeah, having contempt. Exactly. Yeah. And what's contempt? Who can tell us, who can explain what contempt is?
Blaming?
Not blaming, necessarily. Contempt. Anybody? Can anybody explain contempt? Or looking down upon? Which are the same.
It's like preconception. You think someone or something is inferior
Hmm.
or maybe not good.
Yeah. Maybe below your own standards or status. So if you think that someone or something is below your standards or status, you have contempt for them. Um, yeah, exactly. So they're
Or
beneath
teacher,
you.
I or something like I think the feeling of a person,
Not the killing of a person.
feeling, not killing. F, feeling.
The filling.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what you mean by the filling of a person.
contempt meaning of contempt.
Um,
Feeling.
feeling contempt.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. So yeah, just can you repeat feeling, Biswajit?
feeling.
Yeah, feeling. All right.
Yeah.
Good. Does anybody have any questions on this page? Any questions?
What does amusement mean?
Okay. Who can explain what amusement means?
Amusement. Uh,
It's like something fun you do for fun, a distraction. It's like,
Yeah.
It's like entertainment, maybe.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So an amusement park could be called an entertainment park, something you do for fun. Yeah. So to amuse is to make somebody laugh or enjoy themselves if you amuse them. Any other questions? Okay. Go
okay,
on.
teacher. Hello.
Yeah?
I have just one question, please.
Yeah.
Please. What is the meaning of burlesque?
Burlesque.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, that's a great question. I can't believe I let that go. Um, does anybody know what burlesque means? What's burlesque?
If I
It's a
remember, it's
car.
a kind of dance like that women. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like kind of drawing scenes, comic scenes.
That too. So a burlesque is kind of like a satire or a comedy in some ways. What they're talking about here is kind of an act, usually of women um, dancing in kind of revealing clothing. So, in this sense of the word, it's an act where women dance in revealing clothing. Um, and sometimes it's meant to be funny, but it's slightly different. It's not the the other sense of burlesque that you're talking about. Um, so good. And any other questions?
No.
Okay. Um, and cool. Let's go back to today's vocabulary, and let's start with Mohsen. Can you read the title and the words?
Uh, concession, exhibit, funhouse, sideshow, spectacle, attraction, booth, clown, costume, a mark.
Good. And a mark. Okay, maybe concessions. Concessions. Can you repeat concessions?
Concession,
Yeah, concessions. And
concessions,
spectacle. Can you also repeat spectacle?
a spectacle.
Good. Okay. Um, yeah, other than that, you did a really good job. Does anybody have any questions about any of these words?
What is concession?
Okay, who can explain? What are concessions?
Okay.
What do you want to do?
Can I say, teacher?
Yeah.
Okay. Concession means it's uh, it's about a thing that is granted to means it's a uh, response to demands like this.
Okay, yeah, so we'd be talking about like remunerations. Um, yes. So that is what a concession is, generally speaking. we'd be talking about concession stands or concessions in a carnival or a fair or something like that. So it's a little bit different. Who can tell us what concession stands or concessions are?
When this kind of carnival arrives in a place, they have to ask for a concession.
Ah, um,
No, to the government. I forgot.
no, that's okay. Not really. So we'd be talking about something a little bit different. So a concession, and let's stick with a concession stand, is a place you go to get food and drinks at the carnival. So it's just a place that sells food and drinks. And the idea of giving things away is kind of there as well because concession stands do give away food. Also, um, in carnivals, a lot of times the vendors themselves are independent, so they have to get a concession from the carnival itself in order to sell food, and that's where the name came from.
Ah, yes, yes, I got it.
But yeah, so now they're just called concession stands, and it's pretty independent from actually asking permission to sell things at the carnival. So slightly different. Let's look at that's a concession stand. So it's just like a little booth where they sell food and drinks. Even in the movie theater, let's look here. You could have concession stands just where they sell food and drinks. Oh, it's like that. All right. And any other questions? Any other questions about any of these words?
What does the meaning of sideshow?
Okay. You could ask what is the meaning of sideshow,
What is the meaning? Yes.
or what does sideshow mean?
Mhm.
So one of the two. But good. And who can explain sideshow?
Circus?
Um, not quite the circus. So it's something at a carnival. What's a sideshow?
Maybe it's like a performance or something else.
Okay. Yeah.
Stall? Stall?
Yeah. So a performance, a stall, an exhibit, and you can have them at the circus too. A performance, stall, exhibit, or game meant to entertain people. Um, and it's just not the main event of something. So a sideshow would be like not the main show, but a side one. Any performance, stall, exhibit, or game. Okay, any other questions?
I forgot what a mark means.
Okay. Does anybody have any ideas about what a mark might be? This is a difficult one.
Maybe it's like entrance ticket or
Okay, not
something else.
quite. It's a good idea. It's again a really difficult word. So a mark is a gullible person. Um, Workers would mark. So mark is like it would flag. You could use people with white chalk if they played circus games or if they played carnival games and spent a lot of money. So they were called flags, or they were called marks. I'm sorry, guys. So they were called marks because they were marked. Um, so they were marked with white chalk. Um, does that make sense?
If they played carnival games and spent a lot of.
Okay. And so it's like, again, to put something on somebody in order to signal them to somebody else. They're just really gullible people who ended up spending a lot of money on carnival games that they really couldn't win. And so it's become kind of common speech for a gullible or naive person. So hopefully that makes sense. Any other questions?
No.
Okay.
Booth?
A booth. Okay. What's a
Yeah.
booth? Who knows?
It's a little like a pavilion or little house when you can buy tickets.
Yeah. So that would be one booth. You could also, there are booths where you can play games. Play games at booths. And concessions are often booths as well. So this would be like a concession stand that is also a booth. But you can play games there. You can do lots of things. So it's like a little house. You're right.
Hmm.
Where something is set up. So that's a booth. Any other questions?
A little house.
Pardon? A fun house?
No, no. I said that a little house means
And
it's a temporary stall.
yeah, a temporary stall. Definitely. That's a really good way of saying it. All right. And let's go on to the next page. Let's skip that. Let's try this. And let's start with Sergey. Can you try the first sentence?
Okay, I'll try. I think my favorite. I think my favorite fun house is.
Close.
Oh, no. I think my favorite uh, concession.
Um, so remember concession is with food.
No,
Okay. Attraction, fun house, sideshow. Oh, I think my favorite sideshow.
Okay, sideshow could work. Yeah,
Sideshow
so
is either the fun house or the house of mirrors. I can't decide between them.
yeah, we could also use attraction there.
Oh,
Some of
yeah.
my favorite attraction is either the fun house or the house of mirrors. Sideshow would be the same. Really good. Awesome.
Thank you.
And good pronunciation.
Thank you.
Let's have, yeah, Simone, what about the next one?
I always buy my kids fried dough and soda at the concession stand when I go to the carnival.
Yeah, nice. Okay, really good pronunciation of dough.
Thanks.
Yeah, nice work, Simone. Let's try Yaroslav. What about the next one?
Okay. The show was quite, um, let it be, attraction.
Okay, so if we wanted to say attraction, we would have to change the article. How would you change that article if you wanted to say attraction?
I don't know.
M, an attraction.
Yeah,
Can.
it was quite an attraction. So remember,
Okay.
when you are using the indefinite article, um, if it precedes a vowel sound and a vowel sound other than the long U sound, um, you need to add an N. Hopefully that makes sense. So if you're using the indefinite article ever in front of the indefinite article, um, you need to, except for the U sound. What am I saying? So whenever you're using an article in front of a word that starts with a vowel sound, you pretty much always have to add N, unless it's the long U sound, like a unique rule. So because we have the long U sound, unique, we say Um,
Okay.
okay? So that's the only exception. Hopefully that makes sense, Yaroslav.
Yeah, I know it. I just thought when you said article, I think about whole topic.
Ah, okay. Yeah, so article, A, and um, okay, so it's not an attraction, although that could work. So if you wanted to say the show is quite an attraction, what's another one that could work?
Spectacle. I don't know.
Yeah, spectacle.
Spectacle. Yeah.
Okay. What's a spectacle, Yaroslav?
Very interesting.
Very interesting. I guess you could say that. Does anybody else have another definition for a spectacle?
Must see.
Amazing.
Yeah, something that's amazing. Really striking performance or display. Something that's, yeah, incredible. Definitely. And let's try Biswajit. What about the next sentence?
Okay, teacher, let me try, but I am not sure whether I am correct or not. People, people who played impossible carnival games used to be uh, called, uh, or his player back with be called, I think, clown.
Not quite.
Hmm. People who played impossible.
So it's one of the words, sorry, one of the words that we defined here. People who played Impossible Carnival games were called
Sorry,
what?
costume.
Not a costume. So remember, it's a word that we defined. It's a word that we defined already.
Uh,
Who can help him out? Does anybody know?
Marked.
Yeah. So people who played Impossible Carnival games used to be called marks. Does that make sense, Biswajit?
okay. Sorry, teacher.
Don't be sorry.
Okay, because The attendants would hit players backs with chalk to advise others. Those people were susceptible to tricks. Workers
And susceptible to tricks is like saying gullible.
because the uh,
So we're looking for people who work at games. So
yeah,
what's a
yeah.
word? People who work at games. So where
In
are
a boat.
games? Yeah, they're held in booths. So we'd call them booth attendants
Okay.
or booth workers. Okay, can you read that thing one more time through, Biswajit? That was a difficult one. Can you read it again?
From first.
Yeah, from the beginning.
Yeah. People who played impossible carnival games used to be called marks because the booth attendants workers would hit players' backs with chalk to advise others. Those people were gullible, gullible, easily deceived. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm complete in the sentence.
Okay. Yeah. And so like that was good. I'm trying to get a picture of somebody slapping somebody on the back with chalk, and I can't find it. So let's try on hands. Sorry, I'm trying to get pictures so we can take a look at this. So this is chalk in just a second. Maybe. But yeah, that's a picture of somebody putting chalk on their hands. So it's something you use not to slip, and someone on the back. And when you pat somebody on the back, you're doing this. So his hand is patting him on the back. So what the carnival attendants would do is put chalk on their hands and then pat them on the back. So like that. So the people would walk around with a white mark on their back, and it would be a sign for everybody else that they were really gullible people. Does that make sense, Biswajit? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
The second picture is picture I understand, but first one I am not I understand. Please repeat again, teacher.
Okay, so this is chalk.
Okay.
This is chalk on the person's hands. So that's chalk on the person's hands. And so the booth attendant would put chalk on the player's back.
Yeah.
So this is the attendant, and this is the player, and so his back would now be marked with chalk, and then he would be called a mark. It's a little bit complicated. Hopefully it makes sense.
Yeah.
Daniel, can you try the next one?
Many people are afraid of clown, but I think they're funny.
We need to make it plural.
Clowns,
Yeah. Good.
clowns.
Perfect. Nicely done. Any questions on this page? Hopefully this is good. Let's try some questions. Daniel, can you ask Mohsin the first question?
What are some things
Musa.
that you can?
Oh,
Yes,
sorry. Mohsin, can you just wait? So let Daniel ask you the question and then answer.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right, go ahead, Daniel.
What are some what are some things that you can find in a carnival?
Okay, and now can you answer, Mohsin?
What? Yes, yes. I should ask this question. Yes.
No,
Uh,
so answer. And Daniel, so Daniel asked the question, and so you just answer it. So it's like having just your classmates ask you the question instead of me. Does that make sense?
yes,
Okay, so can you answer the question?
yes. We can find some food vendors or uh, games of chance uh, in a traveling carnival.
Nice. And so because there are only two things, um, yeah, you can get circus freaks too. That's
Or
more
concession stand.
okay. So food vendors would be similar to concession stands. But we need a conjunction in between these because there are only two. So what conjunction would we put here?
And
Yeah, exactly. So if you're listing just two things, and goes in the middle. So food vendors and games of chance in a traveling carnival. And another small thing, we'd want to say in traveling carnivals. So just plural because generally you can find them. So not in just that one, but in general ones. So we'd make it plural. But good. Okay, Mohsin, can you ask Sergey the next question?
yes. What is the main difference between a carnival and an amusement park?
Um, I think that the main difference is, let me see.
Thanks.
uh, oh, you are typing all my boo. Okay, maybe amusement park is a place where you can get some extreme feelings, for example, on roller coasters, etc. And carnival is a place where a lot of music, food, drinks. Uh, there you can see, for example, a parrot, music parrot. That's what I think.
Okay. So I think you've got a good idea of it. Um, maybe we'd say where there are lots of music. Maybe there is a lot of music, food, and drinks. And you can see parrots. I think Daniel's got a good point. Daniel, can you explain?
Yes, for me the main difference is amusement parks are always in the same place. Carnival uh, carnivals go from city or from town to town. It's I don't know the word. They are always in movement.
Mm-hmm. Maybe they are always moving.
Moving. Yes.
Yeah. That's good. And so back to what Sergey said. Um, for amusement parks, people usually go to get extreme feelings on roller coasters. Um, remember that carnivals too often have roller coasters and rides. It's just that the rides are much smaller, so they're not as extreme because because the carnival has to travel. So because the traveling carnival is always moving around, their rides are a lot less intense than in an amusement park. Hopefully that makes sense. Does anybody have any questions there? Any questions about this?
Um, amusement park. What is amusement park?
Ah, okay. And what's an amusement park? Does anybody know?
Disney World.
It's like a
Sounds.
carnival.
Yeah, it's like a carnival. Um, so it's like a carnival. There's lots of rides. It's a carnival that stays in one spot, really. Um, so yeah, that's the only difference is that an amusement park moves around. A carnival moves around and an amusement park stays in one spot. So that might be a picture of an amusement park. Um, hopefully that makes sense. Let's go on. And Sergey, can you ask Simon the next question?
Yes, of course. Simona, what are some things that you can find in a carnival?
Ah, this last question?
Oh, sorry, teacher.
No worries.
Why are carnivals sometimes looked down upon?
Phone.
Because sometimes people thought that that workers in a carnival were like dishonest, or something like that. They could play dishonest games, something like that.
They did what? Oh, they played dishonest games?
Yes, yes. People think, but maybe it's not true.
Okay, people think that, but maybe it's not true. Good. Okay, and so yeah, Sergey, I'll put it on Google Drive right now. So we've got a little bit of time.
Hello.
Yeah,
I
hi.
am not make sense this teacher. The last question, please tell me please tell me again the last question answer, please.
The last answer. So, okay, because sometimes people thought that workers in carnivals were dishonest. Um,
Or something like that. They made dishonest games. I think that maybe it's not true.
mm, okay, and sorry, I'm just trying to get the Google Drive, which I can't find. Um, and I think try to save it as a
Maybe it not
PDF.
make sense. So that I am asking you. I'm not.
Sorry.
I think I am not sure about this answer.
Okay,
So
Simone, can you explain a little bit? So, can you explain a little bit more to Biswajit why carnivals are looked down upon?
Yes, here in Brazil you don't have this kind of carnival, but I think in America, uh, people usually think that uh, there are some games in this kind of carnival that are not honest. So, for example, if you bet something, you never win because the games are like not honest. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
hmm
So yeah, so they have dishonest games. Biswajit, sometimes they had the burlesque. So they had
Hmm.
dancing girls wearing little clothing. So they were considered kind of immoral. They were thought to be just generally bad. All right, and cool. And Sergey, I did manage to upload the class file in the chat box. So in group chat, if you just go there, you'll see the class, and whoever wants it can download it from that, I believe.
In barbling chat or Google chat?
In the Google chat.
Okay.
Okay. And so yeah, unfortunately we are out of time. Thanks for coming in again. If anybody has any last questions, feel free to ask them, but if not, have a really good day.
Thank you, Joshua. See you
Yeah.
soon.
See you soon.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye bye.
Bye guys. Thanks again.
Bye, teacher.
See ya.